When we talk about transforming your health, most people imagine complicated diets, extreme workouts, or expensive supplements. But what if I told you that one simple, science-backed daily habit could change the way your body burns fat, especially the dangerous kind, visceral fat, while also shutting down chronic inflammation at its source? When we talk about activating your body's natural fat-burning metabolism, most people imagine something complicated, strict fasting, exhausting workouts, or supplements that promise the world and deliver very little. But your body already has a built-in fat-burning engine, and the truth is, most of us simply aren't turning it on. Your metabolism isn't just a number or a rate. It's a living system made up of hormones, enzymes, blood vessels, and cellular switches that constantly respond to what you eat, how you move, and even what you drink. And when you introduce the right compounds through a single daily cup, something remarkable happens inside your body. You awaken the metabolism that evolution designed to protect you from disease, excess fat, and inflammation. It's not magic. It's biology responding to fuel that supports healing instead of harming. Inside your body right now, fat-burning pathways are waiting for the right signals. These signals often come from bioactives, natural molecules found in specific foods and drinks that communicate directly with your metabolism. Think of them like keys that unlock your system's ability to burn stored fat, especially the stubborn, visceral fat that hides deep around your organs. When you drink this 1 cup daily, you're not forcing your body to burn fat, you're allowing it. You're removing the brakes that inflammation and poor metabolic signals place on fat metabolism. This daily cup contains compounds that directly activate AMPK, the metabolic switch that tells your cells to burn stored fat for energy. AMPK is like your body's internal thermostat for metabolic efficiency. When AMPK is turned on, your body shifts into fat-burning mode naturally, without stress, strain, or deprivation. This is one of the reasons people who adopt this simple habit often feel lighter, more energized, and more balanced without even changing anything else at first. As you sip that 1 daily cup, something else happens. Your blood vessels respond. Many people underestimate the role of the vascular system in weight regulation, but your bloodstream is the delivery network that transports oxygen, nutrients, and fat-burning signals throughout your body. When the drink you consume supports improved blood flow through nitric oxide production and endothelial protection, you fuel every organ involved in metabolism, from the liver, which processes fats, to the muscles, which burn them. Improved circulation enhances metabolic performance, and that means your body becomes more efficient at using fat as a fuel source. You're not just burning calories, you're optimizing how your body uses what it already has. Then comes the hormonal effect. Visceral fat isn't just stored weight, it's metabolically active tissue that secretes harmful hormones and inflammatory signals. But when you take in specific antioxidants, polyphenols, and anti-inflammatory agents from this daily cup, you begin to silence those harmful signals. Your insulin sensitivity improves, allowing your body to better regulate blood sugar and avoid unnecessary fat storage. Your cortisol levels stabilize, reducing stress-related fat accumulation around your abdomen. Your adiponectin levels, the hormone that tells your body to break down fat, increase. The harmony between these hormones is essential for natural fat burning, and the compounds in this daily cup help restore that harmony. On a cellular level, your mitochondria, the powerhouses inside your cells, become more active. These organelles determine how much energy your body burns at rest, during movement, and even while you sleep. The bioactives in this drink support mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning your body produces more mitochondria. More mitochondria equals more fat oxidation. More fat oxidation equals less visceral fat over time. This is one of the most important but least known benefits of the daily cup. It strengthens your metabolic foundation from the inside out. Another key part of natural fat-burning metabolism is inflammation control. Chronic, low-grade inflammation shuts down your metabolic switches, slows down fat burning, and encourages fat storage. It's like pouring sand into a machine that's supposed to run smoothly. The drink you're adding each day delivers anti-inflammatory compounds that neutralize these internal sparks. As inflammation calms, your metabolism frees up, your tissues respond better to signals, your fat cells begin to shrink instead of expand. The weight around your waist becomes the first to change because visceral fat is highly sensitive to anti-inflammatory interventions. When your inflammation level drops, your metabolism rises. Your gut plays a massive role too. A healthy gut microbiome directly influences metabolic rate through the production of short-chain fatty acids and other metabolites that boost fat oxidation. Drinking this cup daily helps nourish beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn communicate with your metabolism to burn fat more efficiently. These bacteria also reduce endotoxins that trigger inflammation, providing another layer of metabolic support. When your gut is balanced, your metabolism stabilizes. When your metabolism stabilizes, your body naturally shifts toward fat reduction. Finally, consistency is what makes this daily cup such a powerful tool. You're not shocking your system or overwhelming it. You're nudging it gently and repeatedly in the right direction. This is how your metabolic systems are designed to respond. Steady, continuous signals that reinforce healthy patterns. Every day you drink this cup, you're reinforcing the message. Burn fat, balance inflammation, support healing, and restore metabolic health. The specific bioactive compounds that target and reduce visceral fat work in ways far more powerful and sophisticated than most people realize. Visceral fat is not just extra weight. It is biologically active tissue that releases inflammatory molecules, disrupts hormones, and interferes with your metabolism. To reduce it effectively, you need compounds that communicate directly with the cells storing this fat. The daily cup you're focusing on contains precisely these kinds of compounds, natural bioactives that speak the language of your metabolism at the molecular level. These aren't nutrients that simply pass through your body. They bind to receptors, activate pathways, and signal your cells to turn off fat storage and turn on fat burning. This is why the right drink can have such a dramatic impact on visceral fat, even without harsh dieting or extreme exercise. It works with your biology rather than against it. One of the most important groups of compounds involved are polyphenols. These natural plant molecules have a targeted effect on fat tissue, especially the deep fat that sits around your organs. Polyphenols help block the formation of new fat cells, a process called adipogenesis. This doesn't just stop fat from being stored, it prevents the creation of new fat cells that would expand and fill with more visceral fat. At the same time, they increase lipolysis, the breakdown of existing fat. When you consume these polyphenols in your daily cup, your fat cells become more responsive to hormonal signals that tell them to release fat instead of storing it. The result is a steady reduction in visceral fat over time. Another group of powerful bioactive compounds are catechins. These molecules are known for their ability to increase thermogenesis, the process by which your body generates heat by burning calories and fat. Catechins directly stimulate brown fat activity. Brown fat is a special type of fat that burns energy rapidly to maintain body temperature, and when activated, it increases overall fat oxidation. Visceral fat is especially vulnerable when brown fat activity increases because the body begins pulling stored fat from deeper layers. With each cup you drink, catechins help turn your body into a more efficient fat-burning system, especially around the midsection where visceral fat accumulates most. They're also flavonoids, compounds that work on blood vessels, inflammation, and metabolic hormones all at once. Visceral fat thrives when blood flow is poor and inflammation is high. Flavonoids enhance nitric oxide production, improving circulation throughout the body, including the deep abdominal region. Better blood, low means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to tissues, including the metabolic organs responsible for processing fat. At the same time, flavonoids reduce oxidative stress, a key driver of inflammation inside fat cells. When oxidative stress decreases, fat cells shrink. This double effect, improved circulation and decreased inflammation, sets the stage for fat loss that is both steady and sustainable. Then there are bioactive compounds that target insulin regulation. Visceral fat is strongly linked to insulin resistance, a state where your cells stop responding properly to insulin, causing your body to store more fat. Certain compounds in your daily cup improve insulin sensitivity by enhancing GLUT4 activity, the mechanism that allows your cells to take up glucose more efficiently. When your cells become more responsive to insulin, your body doesn't store excess glucose as fat, especially in the visceral region. This shift helps stabilize blood sugar and allows your metabolism to function more effectively. As insulin sensitivity improves, fat storage decreases, metabolic balance returns, and the pathways leading to visceral fat appear less and less active. Many bioactive molecules in this daily cup also target inflammation at a molecular level. Visceral fat releases cytokines such as TNF-alpha and IL-6, which trigger systemic inflammation and slow down your metabolism. Anti-inflammatory compounds found in this drink help block these cytokines and calm the internal fires that keep visceral fat in place. When inflammation decreases, hormonal balance improves. Cortisol levels drop, reducing stress-related fat accumulation. Adiponectin, the hormone that promotes fat burning, rises. This hormonal shift alone can dramatically change how much visceral fat your body holds onto. Another crucial group of bioactive compounds works on your mitochondria, the engines inside our cells. Many people don't realize that mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the core reasons fat burning slows down as we age. The compounds in your daily cup help repair and stimulate mitochondria, increasing their number and efficiency. More mitochondria means a higher metabolic rate. A higher metabolic rate means more fat oxidation even while resting. Over time, this cellular improvement directly translates to a measurable reduction in visceral fat. Some compounds also influence gene expression. They activate genes that promote fat breakdown and silence genes that encourage fat storage. These epigenetic effects allow your body to adjust its metabolic programming in real time, shifting from accumulation toward reduction. The ability of these natural compounds to act at the level of DNA is one of the most astonishing aspects of nutritional science and one of the reasons a single daily cup can produce such dramatic changes. Your gut microbiome also plays a major role. Certain bioactives in this daily drink serve as prebiotics, feeding beneficial gut bacteria that produce metabolites like short-chain fatty acids. These metabolites help regulate appetite, reduce inflammation, and increase fat oxidation. A healthier gut directly translates to less visceral fat because gut bacteria influence both hormonal balance and immune signaling. When your microbiome is nurtured by these natural compounds, your metabolism becomes more efficient, inflammation decreases, and visceral fat begins to shrink naturally. Every sip introduces these compounds into your bloodstream, where they immediately begin working on multiple systems at once. Unlike synthetic supplements that target one pathway, natural bioactives work synergistically on metabolism, hormones, blood flow, inflammation, mitochondrial health, and gut balance. Their combined effect creates an environment inside your body where visceral fat cannot thrive. This is why a single daily cup can be so transformative. You're not just drinking something, you're delivering a cocktail of healing molecules that speak directly to the biology of fat at its deepest level. Chronic inflammation is one of the most silent yet damaging forces inside the human body, and most people don't realize how directly it is linked to visceral fat. When inflammation is high, your cells stop responding normally, your metabolism slows down, and fat begins to accumulate around the organs. This makes inflammation both a trigger and a consequence of visceral fat, creating a cycle that is difficult to break without giving the body the right signals. The drink you take each day contains compounds that interrupt this cycle by lowering inflammation at its source and protecting your cells from the damage that keeps fat locked in place. These compounds don't just reduce symptoms, they work at a deep biological level to calm the immune system, neutralize harmful molecules, and restore cellular communication so your metabolism can function the way it was designed. When you consume this daily cup, the first thing that happens is a decrease in oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when harmful molecules called free radicals overwhelm the body's natural defenses, damaging cells and triggering inflammation. The antioxidants in this drink neutralize those free radicals before they can cause harm. This simple action has a cascading effect throughout the body. Once oxidative stress is reduced, inflammatory pathways begin to shut down. Your immune system no longer has to remain in a constant state of alert, and your tissues can begin repairing themselves. This improved cellular environment allows fat cells to respond more efficiently to metabolic signals that encourage them to release stored fat, especially visceral fat, inside. Visceral fat tissue, inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6 act like sparks that keep the fire of inflammation burning. These cytokines also interfere with insulin signaling, which leads to insulin resistance, one of the core drivers of fat accumulation. The anti-inflammatory compounds in your daily drink help inhibit the production of these cytokines, reducing the internal inflammation that blocks fat loss. With fewer inflammatory molecules circulating your bloodstream, insulin can function more normally. Better insulin sensitivity means your cells absorb glucose instead of storing it as fat. Over time, this shift reduces the burden on your pancreas and improves your entire metabolic system. Your immune system plays a major role in inflammation, and specific compounds in your daily cup help regulate immune activity. Chronic inflammation is often a sign that the immune system is stuck in overdrive, attacking threats that don't exist and damaging healthy tissues in the process. The drink you take delivers bioactive molecules that modulate immune cells like macrophages. Instead of promoting the type of inflammation that contributes to visceral fat, these immune cells shift toward a healing and repair mode. This leads to a decrease in the inflammatory environment that surrounds visceral fat, allowing the tissue to shrink and become metabolically healthier. A lesser known but incredibly important factor in inflammation is the health of your endothelium, the thin layer of cells lining your blood vessels. When the endothelium becomes inflamed, blood flow suffers, nutrient delivery slows, and metabolic organs like the liver and muscles must work harder. The bioactives in this drink help protect and repair endothelial cells, allowing blood vessels to relax and function more efficiently. Better blood flow reduces inflammation by delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues that need repair while also removing waste products more effectively. When your circulatory system functions optimally, your metabolism thrives and visceral fat becomes more vulnerable to reduction. Another powerful way this daily cup reduces inflammation is by influencing gut health. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria that constantly communicate with your immune system. When the gut microbiome is imbalanced, harmful bacteria release endotoxins that enter the bloodstream and create what scientists call metabolic inflammation. This inflammation makes it nearly impossible to lose visceral fat. The compounds in your daily cup help nourish beneficial gut bacteria, reducing the production of endotoxins and improving the integrity of the gut lining. With less inflammation coming from the gut, your immune system calms down and your metabolism becomes more efficient. This creates the ideal internal environment for visceral fat reduction. Inflammation also affects mitochondrial function. Mitochondria aren't just energy factories, they are sensors that respond to stress and inflammation. When inflammation is high, mitochondrial efficiency drops, your energy levels fall, and your ability to burn fat decreases dramatically. The anti-inflammatory agents in your daily cup help restore mitochondrial health, allowing them to produce energy more efficiently. As mitochondrial function improves, so does your metabolic rate. A higher metabolic rate means more fat burned throughout the day, even when you're not moving. This is one of the most powerful hidden benefits of reducing inflammation. Your body becomes more capable of burning fat naturally. Another key effect of the anti-inflammatory compounds in your daily drink is the stabilization of cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronic stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, and cortisol is known for promoting the storage of visceral fat. When inflammation is high, cortisol tends to remain elevated, making fat loss even harder. By reducing inflammation, these compounds help lower cortisol levels and restore hormonal balance. This shift is crucial for targeting belly fat because cortisol-driven fat is stored deep within the abdominal cavity. Lower cortisol means your body no longer feels the need to hold on to this fat as a protective mechanism. On the cellular level, inflammation disrupts communication between hormones, enzymes, and metabolic signals. Fat cells become resistant to the signals that tell them to release stored fat. Muscle cells become less efficient at burning fat as fuel. The liver becomes overwhelmed with inflammatory byproducts, making it harder to process nutrients. The daily drink you consume contains compounds that help restore this cellular communication. They allow hormones like adiponectin to rise. Adiponectin is directly responsible for breaking down fat and improving insulin sensitivity. When adiponectin levels increase, visceral fat becomes more metabolically active and easier to reduce. All these effects work together to create a powerful anti-inflammatory environment within your body. Every sip of your daily cup introduces molecules that calm immune activity, improve blood flow, nourish the gut, protect cells, and restore metabolic order. This multi-layered support system allows your body to break the cycle of inflammation and visceral fat buildup. Over time, the internal environment of your body becomes one where inflammation cannot thrive and visceral fat has no reason to persist. Gut health is one of the most underrated, yet essential pillars of metabolic balance, and its influence on visceral fat is deeper than most people realize. The gut is not just a digestive organ, it is an active communication hub that sends constant signals to your brain, your immune system, and your metabolic organs. When the gut is healthy, these signals support fat burning, stable energy, and low inflammation. When the gut is imbalanced, the opposite occurs. Your metabolism slows, inflammation rises, and fat begins to accumulate around your organs. The daily cup you drink contains compounds that directly nourish your gut microbiome, repair your gut lining, and support the chemical messengers that keep your metabolism functioning at its peak. As your gut improves, so does your ability to lose visceral fat and restore your body's natural equilibrium. Inside your gut live trillions of bacteria, each with their own role. Some promote fat burning, while others promote fat storage. The composition of your gut microbiome can determine whether you gain weight easily or stay lean without effort. Certain bioactive compounds in your daily drink act as prebiotics, food for beneficial gut bacteria. When these good microbes receive the nutrients they need, they multiply and become more active. They begin producing short-chain fatty acids like butyrate and propionate, which are powerful compounds that improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and increase the rate at which your body burns fat. These short-chain fatty acids also communicate directly with your fat cells, telling them to release stored fat instead of holding on to it. A healthy gut also controls appetite and cravings through chemical signals. Your gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which influence mood and eating behavior. When your gut microbiome is balanced, your cravings for sugar and processed foods decrease naturally. This has a major impact on visceral fat because high sugar diets fuel insulin resistance, which leads to fat storage deep inside the abdomen. The compounds in your daily cup help stabilize these neurotransmitters by supporting beneficial bacteria that regulate them. As your gut becomes more balanced, your appetite becomes more controlled, making it easier for your metabolism to stay in fat-burning mode throughout the day. The health of the gut lining is another crucial factor in metabolic balance. When the gut lining becomes weakened, a condition known as increased intestinal permeability, harmful particles like endotoxins slip into the bloodstream. These endotoxins trigger inflammation throughout the body, especially in visceral fat tissue. Inflammation then slows down metabolism and encourages fat storage, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. The bioactive compounds in your daily drink contain anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that help repair the gut lining, strengthening the barrier that keeps harmful substances out of your bloodstream. As your gut lining heals, your body experiences a significant reduction in inflammation, allowing your metabolism to function more efficiently and your visceral fat to respond to fat-burning signals once again. Microbial diversity is another key part of metabolic health. A diverse gut microbiome means you have many different species of beneficial bacteria, each providing unique functions that support fat burning. Unfortunately, modern diets high in processed foods decrease diversity and allow harmful bacteria to thrive. The daily cup you drink supports microbial diversity by introducing natural compounds that inhibit harmful bacteria and promote the growth of good ones. This shift in microbial balance leads to more stable blood sugar, better digestion, improved nutrient absorption, and stronger metabolic signaling. As diversity increases, your metabolism becomes more adaptable and resilient, making it easier to reduce visceral fat. Your gut also influences hormone production, and hormones are central to metabolic balance. One of the hormones regulated by the gut is GLP-1, the same hormone targeted by popular weight loss medications. GLP-1 helps regulate appetite, slow digestion, and improve insulin sensitivity. Certain polyphenols and antioxidants in your daily drink naturally stimulate the release of GLP-1, helping your body feel fuller for longer and preventing spikes in blood sugar that contribute to visceral fat storage. This natural elevation of GLP-1 creates a powerful fat-burning environment without artificial intervention. Another essential hormone influenced by gut health is cortisol. When the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, cortisol levels rise. Elevated cortisol is one of the major drivers of visceral fat accumulation because it tells the body to store fat around the organs as a protective mechanism. By improving gut health, your daily drink helps stabilize cortisol levels, reducing stress-related fat storage, and allowing your body to shift toward fat loss rather than fat preservation. Gut bacteria also play a role in how efficiently your body extracts energy from food. When harmful bacteria dominate, your body may extract more calories from the same amount of food, leading to weight gain even with normal eating. Beneficial bacteria, on the other hand, help regulate energy extraction and support fat oxidation. The compounds in your daily cup help tilt the balance toward bacteria that favor energy burning rather than energy storage. This means your metabolism becomes more efficient at using calories rather than storing them as visceral fat. Another major benefit of a healthy gut is its impact on inflammation control. A balanced gut microbiome produces metabolites that calm the immune system and prevent chronic inflammation. These metabolites help regulate inflammatory pathways that are often overactive in people with visceral fat. When inflammation decreases, your cells respond better to metabolic signals, your hormones function more effectively, and your fat cells become more receptive to breaking down stored fat. With less inflammation, your body is no longer locked in a defensive state, making fat loss more achievable. The liver also depends on gut health. When harmful bacteria produce toxins, they travel directly to the liver through the portal vein, burdening the liver and slowing metabolic processes like fat breakdown. By restoring gut health, your daily drink reduces the toxic load on the liver, allowing it to process fats more efficiently. A healthy liver is crucial for reducing visceral fat because it plays a major role in breaking down fats and regulating metabolic hormones. Every part of your metabolic system is connected back to the gut. When the gut is balanced, inflammation decreases, hormones stabilize, blood sugar improves, energy rises, and fat-burning pathways open. The daily cup you drink nourishes your gut microbiome, strengthens your gut lining, and restores the chemical signals that support metabolic health. Over time, this translates into a more efficient metabolism, reduced visceral fat, and a body that operates in harmony, free from the internal imbalances that make fat loss difficult. Scientific evidence showing how this daily cup influences energy, blood sugar, and fat storage reveals a clear pattern. When the right natural compounds enter your system, your body begins to shift its entire metabolic strategy. Instead of storing energy, it begins burning it. Instead of spiking blood sugar, it stabilizes it. Instead of hoarding visceral fat as a response to inflammation or hormonal imbalance, it starts releasing that fat for fuel. This shift is not based on theory or trends. It is grounded in measurable biological changes observed in clinical studies, metabolic research, and nutritional science. Every sip of this daily C-Up introduces compounds that interact with your cells, your organs, and your hormones in ways that support fat loss and metabolic healing, and the scientific evidence behind these effects continues to grow. One of the strongest areas of research involves the impact on mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are responsible for producing energy inside your cells, and their performance determines how efficiently your body burns calories and fat. Studies show that polyphenols and antioxidants in certain health-promoting drinks stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria. When you have more mitochondria, your body burns more energy even at rest. This translates into higher metabolic output throughout the day. Improved mitochondrial function also increases endurance, mental clarity, and the ability to maintain energy levels without crashing. These benefits directly influence fat storage because a higher metabolic rate means your body has fewer opportunities to store excess calories as visceral fat. Scientific studies also show that specific compounds in this daily cup activate AMPK, the metabolic master switch. When AMPK is active, your cells shift from storing fat to burning fat. This mechanism is so powerful that many pharmaceuticals targeting metabolic disorders attempt to mimic AMPK activation, yet natural foods and drinks do it more safely and effectively. Research consistently demonstrates that AMPK activation increases fat oxidation, lowers blood sugar, improves cholesterol levels, and reduces overall inflammation. These changes create an internal environment where visceral fat cannot persist. When your cells are in fat-burning mode, energy becomes more available, cravings decrease, and your metabolism becomes more stable throughout the day. Another powerful scientific observation is the drink's effect on blood sugar regulation. High blood sugar forces your body to store fat, particularly visceral fat. It also increases insulin production, which further pushes energy into fat cells instead of allowing it to be used by your muscles. The compounds in your daily cup help slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, preventing sharp spikes that lead to fat storage. They also improve insulin sensitivity, which means your cells respond more efficiently to insulin and require less of it to manage glucose. When insulin levels drop and sensitivity improves, your body shifts away from fat storage and toward fat burning. This hormonal balance plays a crucial role in reducing belly fat and preventing metabolic conditions like prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease. Scientific research has also demonstrated strong anti-inflammatory effects. Inflammation is one of the driving forces behind visceral fat accumulation because inflamed fat cells release cytokines that disrupt hormonal balance and slow metabolism. Compounds in this daily cup have been shown to inhibit inflammatory pathways, lower oxidative stress, and reduce levels of C-reactive protein, a major marker of inflammation in the bloodstream. When inflammation decreases, cellular communication improves, allowing your metabolism to respond properly to signals for fat burning. This is why many studies show reductions in waist circumference and abdominal fat in individuals who regularly consume polyphenol-rich beverages. Another area supported by research is the improvement of gut microbiome diversity. Studies consistently link a healthy gut microbiome to lower visceral fat levels, better blood sugar control, and improved energy. The bioactive compounds in your daily cup feed beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacteria and lactobacillus, which produce metabolites that enhance fat oxidation and reduce inflammation. These beneficial bacteria also help regulate appetite hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which means you feel more satisfied and experience fewer cravings. The result is a more balanced relationship with food and a metabolism that is more responsive to fat-burning signals. Certain clinical studies also show improvements in fat storage mechanisms through the modulation of adipokines, hormones produced by fat cells. One of the most important adipokines is adiponectin. Higher levels of adiponectin are associated with increased fat burning, improved insulin sensitivity, and reduced inflammation. Many bioactive compounds found in your daily cup naturally elevate adiponectin levels. This hormonal change encourages fat cells, especially visceral fat cells, to shrink. At the same time, levels of harmful adipokines associated with inflammation and fat storage decrease. This shift in hormonal balance is one of the clearest scientific explanations for why this daily habit results in reduced belly fat. Another scientific mechanism connected to this drink's benefits is improved endothelial function. The endothelium, the thin layer of cells lining your blood vessels, plays a crucial role in delivering nutrients and oxygen to your metabolic organs. Research shows that polyphenols enhance nitric oxide production, which relaxes blood vessels and increases circulation. Better blood flow means better nutrient delivery, faster metabolism, and enhanced fat oxidation. It also reduces the stress placed on the heart and lowers blood pressure, further contributing to metabolic health. Poor circulation is often linked to slower metabolism and greater fat accumulation, so improving endothelial function directly supports fat loss. Studies also show that these bioactive compounds help regulate cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol is strongly associated with visceral fat accumulation because the body stores fat around the organs to protect itself during times of stress. Compounds in this daily drink have been shown to reduce cortisol levels and improve the body's response to stress. Lower cortisol means your body no longer signals fat cells to store energy defensively. As cortisol falls, fat-burning pathways open, hormone balance improves, and visceral fat becomes easier to reduce. These scientific findings all point to the same conclusion. The daily cup works not by forcing the body to burn fat, but by restoring the biological conditions that allow natural fat burning to happen. It supports mitochondrial function, stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, nourishes the gut, improves circulation, balances hormones, and activates the molecular switches that turn on fat oxidation. As a result, your body becomes more efficient, more resilient, and more capable of reversing the metabolic patterns that cause visceral fat. When you begin to understand that the body is not working against you but constantly working for you, that's when your entire perspective on health transforms, because every symptom you experience is a signal. Every craving tells a story, and every shift in your mood, energy, or performance is your biology trying to guide you back toward balance and healing. But the challenge is that most people are so disconnected from these signals that they treat them like problems instead of messages, like obstacles instead of opportunities to course correct. So imagine for a moment that your body is a highly advanced ecosystem, one that adjusts its hormones, repairs damaged cells, creates new tissue, and eliminates toxins every second of the day without you even thinking about it. And yet this system can only work as efficiently as the environment you create for it, meaning the foods you choose, the sleep you allow, the stress you manage or ignore, and the habits you repeat all day long are constantly shaping whether your body is healing or hurting, repairing or declining, thriving or surviving. And this keynote is about bringing that realization to the center of your awareness so you can finally start living in partnership with your body rather than fighting against it. Because once you start feeding your body the nutrients that reduce inflammation, stabilize hormones, and energize your cells, you start noticing that healing isn't something that happens in a moment. It's something that happens in layers, like peeling back years of stress, processed foods, emotional weight, and metabolic damage. And underneath all of that is a biology that is ready to recover the moment you stop overwhelming it. And this is why certain foods instantly change how you feel, because they speak the same biochemical language your body speaks. So when you consume foods rich in polyphenols, antioxidants, omega-3s, micronutrients, and anti-inflammatory compounds, your body responds with better digestion, clearer thinking, steadier energy, and faster cellular repair. And that means your mood shifts, your cravings calm down, your metabolism becomes more efficient, and your immune system becomes more resilient, which is exactly what most people desperately need but don't realize is available through simple and consistent nutritional habits. And the truth is that healing doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require extreme diets, and it doesn't require suffering, because your biology is built to heal when given the right inputs, and small changes sustained over time create enormous transformation. So imagine replacing just one processed item in your daily routine with a nutrient-dense, whole food. Your gut microbiome shifts, your blood sugar stabilizes, your inflammation drops, and your brain chemistry becomes more balanced. And when this happens day after day, even in small increments, your body begins working smoother and faster, and suddenly you realize you're not waking up tired, you're not fighting cravings, you're not bloated, and you're not anxious for no reason, because your internal systems are finally aligned with how they were designed to function. But perhaps the most powerful part of this transformation is that it awake. Hence, a sense of agency in you, a realization that you are not stuck with the energy you have today, or the mood you woke up with, or the weight your body carries, or the symptoms you've normalized. Because when you begin to nourish your biology with intention, everything starts recalibrating. Your metabolism burns more efficiently, your digestion becomes smoother, your joints feel lighter, your sleep deepens, your focus sharpens, and your immune system becomes a true line of defense, rather than a constant source of inflammation. And the more this continues, the more momentum you build, and eventually your body becomes a reflection of consistent nourishment rather than accumulated neglect. It's also important to understand that emotional and physical healing are deeply connected, because your gut and brain communicate constantly, meaning the foods you eat are shaping your mood, your emotional stability, your resilience under stress, and even your ability to experience joy, motivation, and clarity. So when you incorporate foods that support gut bacteria, reduce cortisol, and stabilize neurotransmitters, you begin to feel more grounded, more patient, more optimistic, and more emotionally flexible. And that emotional shift further improves your physical healing, because stress hormones drop, inflammation decreases, sleep quality improves, and your body moves into a state of repair rather than survival. And once your biology is in this flow, everything else becomes easier. You make better choices naturally. Your cravings align with your goals instead of sabotaging them. Your energy levels allow you to move more. Your clarity allows you to stay focused on your goals, and your confidence grows because you're no longer fighting your body. You're working with it. And the more you listen to your internal signals, the more you realize that healing is always possible, that renewal is always available, and that your body has been waiting for you to support it rather than overwhelm it. And from this point forward, every meal becomes an opportunity to fuel repair. Every day becomes a chance to reduce inflammation. Every choice becomes a step toward vitality, and your health becomes something you build intentionally through awareness, consistency, and respect for the incredible biology working inside you every moment.